Who else has noticed that traditional jobs and like the traditional highly valued jobs, such as becoming a doctor, an architect, a pilot, do not have such high regard like they used to? Yeah. Because I was actually looking at this generation, I was actually looking at this time. Like, students don't even want to go to campus anymore. I'll give an example. Like, there was this time that I saw on the telly where some statistics were being shown that students who had A students who had succeeded in their secondary or high school education were actually choosing vocational institutions to join rather than go to university in as much as they were qualified. So I sort of feel like there's this emphasis on hand skills, on the digital skills that the current generation has noticed. And they don't want to do what people used to do before. They don't want to go to 6 years to do architecture and not get a job and still hustle out there when they can go for a 2 year course, a hands-on skill course where they can do carpentry, they can know how to do design, hair, those types of jobs, do it for 2 years, and they can self-employ themselves. That's just a shift that I've noticed. And within that line, that actually means that the way we are currently making money is changing. Think about it. Like, the reason why students would choose high value careers rather like medicine, like architecture, it's because such industries then were viewed as somebody making more money. If you're a doctor, you make more money than if you're a teacher. If you are a doctor, you'd make more money than if you were a foreman, than if you were a carpenter. But currently, I think it's changing. It's now becoming the opposite. And so, how we make money, we have to start making money in a smart way so that we can leverage whatever it is. The first thing that I have actually noticed, and I would recommend to anyone, I don't know, just my view, is that switch your job. Like, now you have the opportunity to switch your job. You can become whoever you want to be. Like, honestly, you can. And I was actually talking to a friend of mine about 2 weeks ago. He was actually telling me that he grew up in the deserted place in Kenya. He actually came from Mandera, and he went to college where he studied procurement. Actually, he got a chance to work in the county government as a procurement officer, but then he noticed, like, so that's all that he can do. Be a trained procurement officer, then work for the county government and just earn a small income. And like, he felt he wanted to make a change in the place because he saw like everything was corrupt around there. So he didn't see himself in such a career where he thought he was going to make an impact, but he didn't. So what he did was that he taught himself coding. And it doesn't stop there. This guy went ahead and he was actually telling me that he didn't own a laptop, like a nice laptop, and he wanted to do a course on coding, this kinds of stuff. But he also didn't have the money. So what he would do is that he could go to the cyber there in Mandera where there's a desktop and learn how to code using a desktop. This guy, like, it was actually because I was actually asking him how difficult it is for somebody who hasn't been trained in such a profession, in such a digital skill. He actually told me that finding an internship was the most difficult part. But once he got an internship on somebody who believed in actually what he would do and what he showed he would do, things got better for him, and now he has a good paying job. Yeah, switching jobs. And it's not the only scenario that I've actually seen in this landscape. I know people who are in their middle 30s who have stopped doing accounting and they've gone back to teach themselves digital skills to learn how to code. So the age that we live in is a tech savvy age where somebody just feels dissatisfied with their job and they're able to switch jobs. And since jobs are your source of income, if you're smart enough, you can transition. Like, this is the best time to transition, unlike in the past where there wasn't like that much of resources like information learning to do everything and all kind of stuff. Now there's YouTube. Now there's a wild bit of information, billions and billions of information out there where you can actually learn a skill around an area that you want to love, whether it's learning, wanting to do digital art, trading in, I don't know, doing crypto. There's a lot that you can leverage on by switching your job, by transitioning to a different job and making more money. The other thing that I've been able to see in this generation and how things are changing is that the younger generation are refusing low income jobs. They're refusing low income jobs. Somebody was telling me that she was actually doing an interview. So they were actually interviewing somebody for the spot of an internship. So they wanted like two interns in their department. So when the interns were doing the interview and they asked for like how are they going to be compensated, they were told that they were going to be paid around 15,000 Kenyan shillings. The reason I brought it up is because the two interns who were selected, they didn't show up on the day of their first day at work. Yeah, they had accepted the offer, but later on rejected the offer because they were like, I can't have a 1 year experience, get paid 15,000 G's. It doesn't add up. Like, I'd rather not even get that low income pay as I wait for a higher income pay that actually is reflective of my value. If you are choosing a career path and you're getting paid less than you are, because you can switch a job, because you can create a job for yourself, you don't have to accept a low income job. That's the other thing that I've noticed at this time and this age. You can choose what you want, you can choose what you accept, and you can refuse what doesn't reflect your value. That actually affects your income, because think about it. The reason why you're applying for that job is to get a source of income that can sustain you. And so if you feel like it's not reflective of what you're earning, then what's the whole point? Like, times have changed. This is something that let's say 10 or 15 years ago you could not have done. If you were getting paid that 15,000, even if you had 3 years experience, you'd have to accept it, because what's the option? But at this time and age, we have options, right? And it's amazing. It's so amazing. The other thing that I feel like it's really affecting how we're making money right now and how we should make money right now is on social media. At this time and age, you can literally start a business and sell it on social media. You can literally start a business or even sell your skills on social media. And I feel like it has played a very important role, a very important part in our money making process. Like, I was talking to a lady the other day. She's a 50-year-old plus lady who sells trees and flowers. And she was saying, this is something I'm really passionate about. People think I'm actually poor, that's why I sell them, but I love selling these trees. She went on and told me how, like, even when you touch a tree, it shakes. Like, have you noticed when you pour some water to a tree, just to, what do we call it? When you're watering a tree, it sort of like shakes a little bit just to say thank you and all those kinds of stuff. But the whole point was that this lady, she sells her trees on Facebook Marketplace, and she sells them. Like 20 years ago, this could not have been possible. You just had to like limit yourself at one location and sell your trees to the people who have seen you. But now the whole world is watching. 8 billion people are your potential customers. If you're selling a skill, you can literally make yourself findable by showcasing it on social media. It's the new networking. And this has really changed how people are making money. Because if you can switch your job, if you can equip yourself with skills, digital skills, if you can sell your stuff online, then there's no need for you to limit yourself to the traditional jobs that were the high-paying jobs that were there that you didn't even like. Use social media to sell your stuff. Use social media to show people your craft, to show people your painting, to show people how you make those clothes as a tailor. Use social media to hire people, whether it's a second-hand thrift clothes shop, whether you're selling tires, whether you are selling refurbished laptops. Do it. I actually see that happen on TikTok and also on other social media platforms like Facebook Marketplace, where guys are actually selling their stuff. They're actually laptops. People are actually selling laptops there. Yeah, you just pin your location. If it's a dress that you are selling, you just show the dress, you dress up. And if you're not leveraging social media to make money for yourself, you are losing out. if you are shy on social media, you can actually hire somebody to be doing it for you. You don't have to show your face. Just find a way to make your presence known on social media.